Hi everyone, good evening, how are you? So today is Value Wednesday, as you know. I want to apologize first of all because I know I was supposed to show up in the morning, but then I kind of got caught up in an interesting session, so which actually allows me to even give you more value today. So it is a Value Wednesday with Amelie and Emma as usual, and today I'm actually coming to you to talk about something that I know is becoming a big issue, and it's something that I feel like maybe if you learn something, it can be able to help somebody. I don't know, but I call it financial literacy. This is something that people hear about, but a lot of people don't know about it. Why am I saying this? Is because, I mean, yes, I've been guilty of this in the past, and I'm also guilty of it sometimes. I'm a human being, but I see a lot of people fall into this trap, and it's becoming ridiculous. Particularly, when you're young, or you're single, or you're living your own life at your own risk, it's fine. But when I see women, men, married men, married women, responsible young men, responsible young women that have people that look up to them or have a responsibility, it becomes almost sad when I see them do it. Why am I saying this? Is because if you don't have proper financial literacy, when you're not educated financially, this is something anybody can go and learn. Before, people always say, what you don't know will not kill you. When it comes to the financial world, illiteracy is pain and poverty. You're going to suffer. You're not going to get to where you want to be. You will struggle just because somebody else understands the financial formula. Creating wealth, I remember Donald Trump saying this in one of his quotes, is not magic. It's a formula. And if you don't apply the formula, you will never get there. That's just the bottom line. People think people do things and it's magical. Today I went for a program, and I had Mr. Uncle Madoka actually talk, and he mentioned something very key. He keeps on talking about the laws of the world, the law of finances, the law of this. It is a law that applies. If you don't apply it, it will not work for you. There's basic principles of life or success that if you don't apply it, it will not work for you. If you think that you need to reinvent the wheel, there's another way to become successful. Like we all know that there's nothing like get rich quick scheme. You can't get rich by cutting corners. You just can't. And then people don't understand that principle, and every single day they're trying to find a way to become rich quicker. It still doesn't work. Now for me, financial literacy there's so many parts to it, but the part that I'm going to mention, quickly, I drop my 2 cents, and I'm going to come at it in 3 different forms. First of all is budgeting, savings, and I'm going to talk about multiple income streams. The first one I talk about budgeting is because I hear people come to me, when I talk about business. I'm very passionate about business, and people say, oh, I want to start up a business, but I don't have money. I want to start up a business, or I can't start up a business because I can't afford it. I can't do this because I can't afford it. The truth is, I always say poverty is a state of mind. Many people, if you look at the successful people, look at their track record, you will find out that many of them didn't have. But, hi Brenda. But the point is, if you ask anybody right now, or if all of you here, if I can ask you, do you know exactly your monthly spending, your monthly cost? I'm not talking about being flamboyant. Things like, I know Brenda lives in the UK, like your transportation, if you're driving, how much does it cost you to put a fuel in your car, and on average, how much do you spend on gas? If you're somebody who lives in Nigeria, maybe you transport yourself through public transport, how much does it cost you? I drive my car through Lagos, the axis where I live, there is a toll system, so when I do my monthly budgeting, and I know how much exactly I spend, I know how much I pay in my toll, I know how much it comes out at the end of the month. Hello Dolly PY, thanks for listening. I know how much that costs me, so I know how much I cap on my spending. A lot of people just go through life like, yes, I know my salary is 50,000, I know my salary is 100,000, I know I earn $2,000, but the truth is, because you don't have a cap on your spending, you don't have an idea what you're spending. You wake up and you see, oh, I like this nice dress, let me just buy it. Hello Stella, thanks for listening. When it comes to financial literacy, you have to become consciously aware. You can't just become wealthy by chance. I tell people that one of the successful people and richest people you find, they are very conscious about what they are spending. If you spend everything you earn, you never make it. So when it comes to financial literacy, first of all, budgeting is very key. Even if you're the lowest paid person in the world, there's a quote that I always live by. A few quotes that Warren Buffett says. He says, first of all, do not save what is left after you spend. Save and then spend what is left after you've saved. If you do not know exactly what you're supposed to spend every single month, then you just be picking up dresses, eating out, doing things that you won't have any idea, and then the priorities suffer. Typical example: January is coming. For the people that have children, you might understand what I mean. School fees is going to be due. Somebody's going to pay it. Now, the people that own schools, and I have friends, a lot of them say the same thing. There will be parents that will show up and still be unable to pay their children's school fees, while in December, they would have splashed. They traveled. They went on holidays. They bought a new bike. They spent money. They partied hard. What is that? That is you not be conscious and having financial literacy to budget. What exactly am I going to spend? What am I spending my money on? What is important? And then what is priority? Why I'm even saying this, and I'm saying it because save yourself the hassle. If I say that I know my salary is $1,000, and I'm saying that I'm going to save 50%. So as soon as that money comes in, I'm putting $500 away. And I've decided that whatever happens this month, even if unless I have somebody who is sick and I have to call in my emergency funds, I will not spend more than $250. If you're conscious about it, you will most likely live underneath it or within it. Not every single month you have an emergency. But I know people, and every single one of us know people that every single month they are borrowing some money from you. They never have. It's never enough. Can I get $100 from you? Can I get 5,000 naira from you? Can I get 10,000 naira from you? They never always have. The truth is, nobody has enough money. If you think somebody has more money in their account than you, it is because they have budgeted right. It is because they made a conscious effort to have that money there. I mean, trust me, going online, going on Instagram, social media, Amazon, there are so many beautiful things that I could buy for myself. But what makes you say no? Maybe I've decided that no shopping for me this month. I'm going to shop next month. Or no shopping for me for Christmas. Or you have to make a conscious decision. Hi, Jubi Ojomo. Hi, Nijebi. Thank you for listening in. So when it comes to budgeting on the financial literacy, you need to understand, first of all, what is your cost? What is your budget? And then what is your priority? Why am I... Okay, sorry guys. I think I had a bit of my Wi-Fi just shift about. So basically, I was talking about budgeting. If you budget right, people can't, you can't just fall into some little traps. When you say, oh, my goal is to spend $200 this month, and then you walk into a store. Because maybe for me, what I do is, when I have money come in, inflow in my business or different businesses, I'm a Christian, so I pay my tithes. I take out 10%. Some people do more than 10%. Some months I might feel like doing more than 10%. Most months I do 10%. So whether or not that 10% for me is not my money, so I can't even plan on it. I take that out. First of all, House of Jacobs, thank you. I'm happy that somebody else... I said this at first. I was guilty of this, but the truth is, when you become successful in life in certain areas in your life, no matter how small, it is a conscious effort and a discipline. Now for me, then I have an account that I would transfer money out to, which is I'm paying myself, and it's a savings. I save before I spend. I don't do the other one. I don't spend on whatever is left. That's why you get into trouble. So if you're budgeting, and I know how much is my cost, so I'm not going to trek, I'm going to drive a car. I know I'm going to fuel my car. I know I'm going to go to certain places, and on average, every single week or every single 2 weeks, I know how much goes into my car. So if I see that I'm spending more that month, I better be sure that I'm making more that month than what I'm spending. So if that cost is increasing because of a business or because of a certain family thing I can't handle, I'm aware. But what I don't like seeing is, and there's so, particularly, I don't know about men, I know I'm a woman. Right now, I'm going to say this in Nigeria. Nigerians, don't take it the wrong way. Many more of us women are becoming crazy. You're going to buy dresses to go for a wedding that is not yours. You're a wedding guest, which your friend invited you to go to. You go and get your makeup done for an average of $20. Let me use Naira. I'm Nigerian. So 15,000 Naira, 20,000 Naira to get your face done, plus the dress you're going to make, and you get to the wedding and you spend 6 or 7 hours there. That money is gone. Monday morning, you're asking somebody else to give you, can you just lend me a little money to get me by the end of the month till I get paid my salary? And then You message me, you're interested in starting a business but you don't have money. You will not have money, because the point is you haven't looked at your budgeting. You haven't looked at your salary. You haven't looked at your spending. Most people say, I earn 200,000 naira every single month, but then they forget that you're really not earning 200,000 every single month, because with your 200,000 every single month, if you remove your transportation, plus you're going to eat at work, plus the little spending you do here and there, what you're taking home is little or nothing. So you will never be able to have enough. But if you become a little bit financially literate, what you will do is you sit down, figure out what is your monthly cost, and decide that it doesn't matter what is going to happen. I will not spend more than this. If I've gone over my spending, then I have to wait till the next month. If it means me not going to that extra cinema, buying that cinema ticket, if it means me not buying food at work, taking food from home, that will save me the extra $10, $15, 2,000 or 3,000 naira every single day eating out. It is money you're saving. People say I don't have money. I don't care if they're paying you $1. Save 50 cents. Because if you save 50 cents every single month, by the time it is a year, it is a cumulative amount of money, and it becomes compound interest. So I say this when people say, I don't have enough money to save. That is a bloody lie. It means you are not disciplined enough to save something out of the little you're getting. You have to be judicious with the little so that you can be able to do with the much. It happened to every single one of us. If you worked before you started a business, you had to save from what you had to be able to start up a business. That is what it comes to budget. So sit down, if you've never done this before, and figure out if I ask you, what is your monthly spend? Do you know? If you don't know, go and find out. If you're the kind of person that drink coffee every single day in the office, that is part of your spend. If you're the kind of person that, you top up your phone every single time, you spend money on data, you spend money eating out, you like to dress well, you must not do all of those things if you're working towards a goal. So if you find out what your cost is, sometimes some of us don't even know, and it shocks us. Like, really? This is how much I spend on coffee? $2 every single day for 30 days. How much does that come out to? So when you do that, you find out your costs, you find out your budgeting, and you do it right, and then prioritize. Stop getting, for me, I find it embarrassing that people talk. Well, that's what you need to understand. It's going to get round someday that you're the kind of person that always keep asking people for money, can never meet up with your commitments because you keep deferring. You buy something from people you can't pay up because you're on credit. It's embarrassing. So right now, I'm saying this because of January is coming and December is coming too. And we Nigerians and around the world, people are buying Christmas presents on credit. People are putting on their credit cards. People are spending a lot of money. And come January, they're going to look like a fish out of water. Shocked. You don't need to be shocked. You're spending out of emotions. If you don't buy anything in December, nobody's going to die. What is going to happen is if you decide, this is what I want to do. Or maybe in January, you've been planning towards this December present. That's fine. But if you have no plan, it is okay. Don't buy because you can't say no. People approach me all the time to get stuff from them. And I'm like, really? First of all, I don't need this. But if I need it, maybe I can't afford it right now. Not because I can't afford it, because I have decided I can't afford it this month because I've gone over my budget. That is my life. You need to become very anal about your finances. If not, you will continue to be broke. I don't understand how people can live broke every month and every month and every month. It becomes a habit. Nobody has enough money. It is a decision to prioritize. So give priority to things that are important. You can't be owing on your children's school fees and be saying, oh, I don't have enough money. No, you have enough money because you knew how much that school fees was before you put them there. You didn't put them there to pay with faith. You put them there to pay with money. You don't have enough money to pay for their school fees, but you have enough money to buy a new dress, get your hair done, buy another bag, but you can't give priority to things that priority needs to be given. So it's very important. Then secondly, saving. Save small. If you feel like you are getting paid so badly, save 3% and increase it to 5% and then go up to 10% and then push yourself. Some people earn even way more. You don't have to spend everything that comes into your bank account. Decide on an amount, good or bad, whether somebody is dying or not. This is what I'm going to put away whenever I make a profit. Whether it's my business, whether it's a salary I earn. And now this brings me to the third point. Have more than one income stream. I don't care what it is. The point is, if you only have one income stream, it is going to be a strain on your finances. Because you have what they call the need goals and your want goals. Most of the time, it is our want goals that put us into trouble. I want a hair, I have a red hair now. I want a blonde one. I want a black one. That is a want goal. That's not a need. A need goal is, I need a roof over my house, over my head. I need to eat. That's a need goal. I need to take a shower. I need to feed. I need to feed my children. That is a need goal. So if I do my need goals with my salary, and then I have a little business on the side or multiple businesses on the side that I can use to fund my want goal, you win. I'm not saying this because I created this. This is what any successful person will tell you. And if you go and check the track record or the resume of any successful person, you will never, ever, ever hear that they just had one business or one job and that's all they did for the rest of their life. That's a lie. So learn and create the habits. Even if you're not that kind of person, unfortunately, if you're struggling, you need to find a way to create another income source. And I know people say this, I don't really have enough money now to start up a business. You don't have to start now. You can start in 6 months. You can start in a year. But it's also planning. You have to plan, because the truth is, money never stays. Money comes and goes. If you don't plan what you're going to do with this money, it's going to go somewhere else. I don't know. Many women understand what I'm saying. Sometimes we go into the supermarket, we just wanted to buy a toothbrush, and then we come out with a bag full of something else. So most of the time you're not looking, but you end up spending money. But if you already plan, I have $10 and I need to buy this and I leave my card at home, you most likely will go in there and buy exactly what you wanted because you limited yourself by taking only $10 or 1,000 or whatever you have. So I hope this has been able to help somebody. So why am I bringing this? I feel this is very timely because I saw this happen last year. It's happening almost again. A lot of people are getting into that trap, the shopping trap. I mean, yes, if you can afford it, fine. But always understand that if you're in a place where many people, this is not something they teach us in school. It takes discipline. Some people growing up, they had a piggy bank, their parents gave them a piggy bank or didn't give them so much and they had to account. Some people were never taught that. And if you're a spendthrift, someone who likes to spend and not account, it's very hard. It's a hard place to be. It's something you have to consciously teach yourself and consciously learn and practice in order for you to be able to do this. So I encourage somebody to go and learn something. There's so many books out there. There's so many YouTube resources and online trainings you can learn. Start by, number one, finding out what exactly do you want. Second of all, what is your budget? How much you spend every single month? What is your income? So that's where you start. Do a budget, find out your costing, and then map yourself. And then start to save. But save before you spend, not spend and then save. So that's one thing I also want people to do. And then get another income source. If you feel like the income source you have is so tight, get another income source, no matter how small. Okay? I don't know if anybody has any question. But thank you guys so much for listening. And this is from the Value Wednesday again. And I'll catch you guys next week. But if anybody has any question, maybe if you're watching the replay, send me a message. Hi, Liminary Preschool. Send me a message if you have any questions. But my moral of my story is, please don't be one of those people that people are praying for in the background. Be the person that has financial education. All of us needs it. Go and read about it. They will never teach you in school. You have to get your own financial education. Find out what your budgeting is. Don't go and buy that dress, do the ashwebi because people are doing it. You're making up and you haven't done the right thing. You don't need all those things. These are things that peer pressure make you do. But you're an adult. Be a reasonable adult. Go and learn that you need to do what? Save first before spending. Not spend and then save. Okay? And then know that January is coming. Priorities are, you're supposed to have priorities. I have a question from House of Jacobs. So she's he or she, I don't know, I'm assuming it's a she, says, what if one doesn't have the possibilities of starting a second income? Now the truth is that is a lie. You know why? Why would you not? And please, if House of Jacob, if you can answer this question, it will really help us flow. You just said, what if one doesn't have the possibilities of starting a second? Everybody has a possibility of starting a second income. That second income can be paying you 1,000 naira a month. That second income can be paying you 20,000 naira a month. The possibility of starting a second income is a decision. But if you feel like you have all the money you're making in one job or one business, that's fine. Now, the people that I'm sharing this with are the people that keep complaining, oh, I earn 200,000 naira a month. It's not enough to do what I want. Now, that's why I'm telling you, sometimes we are looking for success, but we don't want to follow the principle. You cannot be successful and financially independent with one income source. Quote me. Research it, Google it, and then come back and tell me. It is not possible. Why? Like I mentioned, you have the need goals and you have the want goals. If your income is doing the need goals and the want goals, there's a financial pressure. So if you're looking for more, you have to do more. When they say if you want more, you have to become more. That's what we need to do. So there's nothing like there's no possibility of starting a second income. Is anybody going to stop you? The only thing that can stop you is yourself, your mind, and finances. And if finances are the issue, I always tell people that that is not an issue. Because when there's a will, there's always a way. I tell people that once there's a human being, there's a supply and there's a demand. There's money in the middle. I can tell you, I've started businesses when I didn't have jack. I started businesses when my money wasn't even involved, and I still made a lot of money. So you need to understand, are you willing? What do you want to achieve? And then go from there. But that argument of what if there's no possibility of starting a second income, nobody's stopping you. If you want to start a second income, you can. But if you don't want to, then you won't. Okay? I hope that's been able to answer your question. And if you're just joining in, I would say thank you because I'm about to log off. And basically listen to the replay, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to share more on this. If there are more questions that come up about this topic, then I'll try and address it again next Value Wednesday so people get value. But outside that, listen to the replay and try. The first thing I want you to do, I would love people to send me a message and say, I took your advice and I took the assignment of the day, which is sit down and figure out what is your cost. Can you tell me exactly what your monthly spending and what is your exact monthly cap? And then what do you save before you spend? Okay? So take care, guys. Love you all. Have a lovely, lovely night. Ciao.